Minister with responsibility for tourism, Dominic Fedee, says some visitors, particularly guests in the yachting sector, may be cleared to mingle with the population after completing the 14-day quarantine period. Video of two tourists milling around the Rodney Bay area recently surfaced, prompting questions about visitors' adherence to COVID-19 protocols. In the video, the visitors indicate that they are from Florida and are staying on a boat. Fedee attempted to dispel rumors that tourists are permitted to roam free.
And people in the yachting sector would be here for about 14 days. So there's a quarantine experience on the vessels that then when they're finished with that experience, they're then cleared to go into our communities, just as returning nationals who are coming from COVID hotspots. So I want to make that clear as well. A lot of the individuals that are here on yachting experiences are also coming from safe countries that are within the bubble. And that is another consideration as well, which would tremendously reduce the risk of any transfer of the virus from one person to another.
Fedee also warned against discrimination based on color or skin tone. He told the public to refrain from assumptions and instead rely on scientific evidence.
We must also be cognizant that there are also a lot of tourist-looking people who live in our country. We are a very diverse country that are of many races, and I think we have to be very careful not to stigmatize any particular race. But what we want to do is to make sure that we do our research and we quantify and qualify the various positions that we would take. I do understand the anxiety, but what we have to do is to allow the science to rule and prevail. And once the science and the professional positions from our various institutions are allowed to be the prevailing view, then I believe that we would do a better job at ensuring that we just don't take blanket or emotional positions.
The minister says the authorities are in dialogue with some resorts on certification. However, accommodation remains the main challenge to lodge both locals and visitors.
We're still talking to some of them. We're not satisfied with where some of the hotels are with their protocols because of their configuration. I mean, one of the issues that come to mind is a property that has a mixed use where there are residents and there are tourists who are staying, and basically it becomes a nightmare for the medical experts to be able to qualify that property because of the prevailing risk of having it exist as a mixed-use property. So what we're doing is not having any shortcuts. We're very tough on the industry at large in ensuring that they have a very stringent compliance to the protocols.
The debate on the source of the increase in COVID-19 cases continues to rage on. Some speculate that persons slipping into the island illegally are to blame, while others contend the upsurge in cases is due to a combination of factors, including lawful entry at legal ports of entry. Colby DeVoe, HDS News Force.